All right, good afternoon. And no, I just felt to make this video and talking a bit about the specialty coffee, the Italian specialty coffee scene that it's changing. It's changing quickly than and faster than I thought. So I come back home every 2 months. Just and lucky because of my job. I'm quite flexible, so it allows me to manage my working hours, and that's why I adopted the nickname of the Nomad Barista, because I'm now lucky enough to work and travel and visit different countries, different cities, and working in so many different coffee shops that is honestly it's an amazing experience, because it gave me the opportunity to gain so much more knowledge, because as wise coffee people say in the past, and still saying right now, like, you never finish to learn. There is there is always something to learn in coffee. There is always innovation, there is always new discoveries, so there are always things to learn, so you never finish to learn. And this is another beautiful aspect of coffee. And obviously the other aspect that I love, and there's a reason I fell in love with coffee a long time ago, and that was the human aspect of it, the interaction that you have with people, and the interaction that people have to each other. And this is before smartphones. Now we got smartphones that is good for one thing, because you can gain so much more knowledge and quicker than in the past. You can connect with people all around the world, but at the same time, as is happening in a regular basis, and in some countries much more than in others, it actually disconnect. So sadly, a lot of what I used to love is kind of like disappearing, because people are actually not really connecting any longer because distracted by the phone. But I don't want to focus on that, and already I took the subject already very far away. So I have the opportunity to come back home every 2 months, and visiting towns. I now discovering more and more specialty coffee shops in Italy. Now, I'm not surprised they are in a big city like Milan, like Rome, Florence, but it's actually now spreading up, in small town as well. That it's a sign that really the change is happening. And I honestly thought it would take much longer, but it's actually it's actually is happening quicker than I thought. And that's, I'm sure, is due to the fact that a lot of us in Italy travels around the world. By the way, I'm a citizen of the world. I don't believe in passport, I don't believe in nationalities, I as I said many times to people when I'm working, but I need to collocate myself for make people understand, because people believes in belonging somewhere. So I was born in Italy, so that's the territory where I grew up, and traditionally used to be rubbish coffee, seriously rubbish coffee. I mean, I'm sure there was some rare period where you could actually have a good a good cup of coffee, but it was very rare, and you might have had maybe like 5, 6, 10 in all Italy. So now, with the country going basically fucked up, completely fucked due to wonderfully national treasure and the national pride that it's corruption, it's the country is basically dying quicker as well than I thought. So many of us left, some came back, and that's the one that started it, you know. And obviously as people started to, you know, appreciate it and making those cafe busier, more people, thanks to internet as well, like I mean, again, technology that can be used in a good or in a bad way. Again, technology helped other Italians that you know, maybe never left or worked abroad, but that started to get interested because maybe they drank good coffee in those new specialty coffee, or already they were interested, so they started to deeper their understanding. So they actually started their own business. So it's changing now, it's growing, and it's just there is this really now a booming and interest in specialty coffee, and you know, again, you know, like now, like many towns, small, medium, small size, they started to have their, you know, one or two specialty coffee shops. So I came back last week, and it was just, you know, going to catch the train, and I decided to have a walk around like Pescara, or like Pescara, like center, and I came across those guys. Opla. Here we are. That's Nuova Terrafazione Autonoma. That it's a specialty coffee that in Pescara, that's I think one of two, because the guys told me there is another one. So they do great coffee, and that one I had it on a filter when I was there, and it was really well made, and I bought a couple of bags. So they never lived in London or in Australia or New Zealand, but they were interested, you know, and obviously they started to see and notice there was this growing specialty coffee scene all around Europe, and they started to learn more, understand more about it, until they actually opened their specialty coffee shop and the specialty roastery. So it's wonderful. I mean, Pescara, or even near my hometown, Ascoli, used to be nothing. I mean, we had for a short period like specialty coffee shop, sort of specialty coffee shop. At least the barista that lived in Ireland had a lot of knowledge. But then, thanks to what it was called COVID, closed down. So that was the only one that actually made like a decent coffee. My town really need and a specialty coffee shop, and maybe it might be me to open it, because it's really, the quality is really low. But like Pescara has a two, and Ascoli, that is the town near, like 30 minutes from my town, they got I would say one, and then they got another one that I think like I used to go there, and it's changing. Actually, yesterday I went to meet a good friend, and my favorite is called the Tama Torrefazione, that was closed. So I went to visit this other one, and my surprise, they had the mod bar. Now the coffee wasn't that great, but you can see that like it's changing, it's trying to upgrade, improve, and for example, like this guy actually lived in London. So it's a good sign, and I'm really happy. And while I was a Nuova Terrafazione Autonoma in Pescara, I met a guy, friend of them, that is actually going to organize next year actually a specialty coffee festival in Rome, where he wants to invite only specialty roastery on specialty coffee shop to showcase their coffee, and possibly like inviting Italians that lives abroad that owns specialty coffee shops or specialty roasteries. So it's it's great. It's great. Like for example, like for me now, like when I'm coming back, I'm always flying to Pescara, and now that I know about those guys, so I normally always have a coffee before catching the train if I have some time. So now I know I have like actually a great coffee shop I can go where I can get a nice, good, well-made espresso, or like if I fancy a nice, well-made filter, and if I want buy coffee to use at home. So it's great. I mean, a few years ago, I actually took my mom to visit this quite famous town. It's called Loreto. It's a like it has a famous cathedral, and again, like going for a coffee, came across this specialty coffee shop. I mean, Loreto is a very small town, and I became friends with Matteo Domenicucci of 48 Domenicucci Specialty Coffee in Pesaro. That is now one of two specialty coffee shop that now open there. So it's just like a boom, spread up, and then like what's gonna happen? That's how happen in London as more people will notice the difference between a good coffee and a bad coffee. Then they're gonna start slowly moving where the good coffee is. What I want to say, it's yeah, I mean, like that's how it was something else I forgot. It's come in my mind, but that's how it started in London. You had only horrible coffee shops, like Caffè Nero, Costa, Starbucks, and then all like a sort of cafe, the sort of like English cafe that were not really a cafe. They were just serving like big cup of hot water with something called like coffee, or like a big jug of milk. Same, slowly. Well, that started from from Australians and Kiwis coming to New Zealand, coming to London, and slowly people started to notice the difference. Oh, this is a good coffee, but the coffee I used to drink is shit. So slowly they started to move where the good coffee was. I mean, I remember like when I moved to London 10 years ago, I was working for Shot Espresso that was owned by an Australian and English guy, and sorry, two Australians and an English guy. And at the time there was only two specialty coffee shops. There was us and the Chairs and Coffee that was owned by two good friends that now sold the business to focus on the roasting side, that it's called the 80 Stone Coffee Roaster. So at the time there was only us, and in front of us we had Caffè Nero, and around just dodgy coffee shops. Same, like people started to come to have a coffee just out of curiosity, fall in love. It's like, whoa, this is different. Never went back to the dark cafe, and it became like extremely popular. And then like customers that loved the coffee, they were passionate about coffee, they went to open their own coffee shops, and slowly Fulham, that is the area I used to live, from having two specialty coffee shop is now having probably like 15 16, like between like Fulham and Parsons Green, and then even more, you know, if we go in Chelsea or go, you know, toward West Brompton and so on. So the same things that is going to happen, that is happening already in Italy, and as is happening in England, you know, from London down, then slowly start to spread up, you know, and then more towns start opening, and now like, you know, not every town, but I would say like almost every town, at least they have one specialty coffee shop, if not even more. So it's exciting because I never thought that it would actually happen that quick. I mean, I knew that eventually it would arrive in Italy, but I never thought that it would be at this speed. And that's great, it's great. So if it's not gonna be me to open a specialty coffee shop in San Benedetto, I beg you, whoever lives in San Benedetto, is passionate about coffee, or whoever wants to come and live in San Benedetto, open place a specialty coffee shop. I'm coming back every 2 months, and yeah, obviously I make coffee for myself, and I got all my stuff, and I got my little friends here, AeroPress, oops. But it's nice, you know, to have a place where I can go to have a good coffee and talk about good coffee, and that is in town, you know, where, you know, I don't have to, you know, take a train, you know, for 30 minutes, you know, 40 minutes, you know, or like yesterday. Well, yesterday I just wanted to cycle, but, you know, cycle for 2 hours to Ascoli. Well, I was going to meet a friend, but, you know, like, and you know, to actually have a good coffee, and actually was closed, Tama. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm happy, and I just wanted to share this wonderful news. All right. See you soon. Back in London tomorrow. Nomad Barista is back, and yeah, back. Been a couple of months in South Korea, and heading to work for my old employer, Macina Espresso, for the Fringe festival, hopefully to stay longer than just August, and there is a plan to go for 3 months in north of Thailand next year. And so yeah, a lot of trips, a lot of coffee trips, and so lucky that I came across coffee 14 years ago. I'm lucky to say that I'm doing something that is not a job, but is actually fun, and I love to wake up in the morning to go to make a coffee and talk to people. Have a nice day.